Hello, my name is Delgrath, and you are watching the SWTOR channel, and this is the new segment called the Holonet, where we bring you 4 topics that happened in the past week, and we talk about it for about 5 minutes each. This week, I have a guest named Softspot. He is part of the guild that I am in as a council member, and he's a friend of the channel. Say hello, Softspot.
Hello.
Give the viewers kind of an overall generalization of who you are.
Let's see, I play on the same guild as Delgrath, Scoundrel, Healing Spec, Sawbones. I'm PvE orientated, but with little thoughts on PvP. Still have a original basis or opinion on it, but more over PvE.
Very nice. So basically how this is going to work is we're going to go over about 4 topics. We're going to have a 5-minute timer on each topic to talk about what happened. The 4 topics we're going to be going over today is the white lightsaber fiasco, the 30-minute saga video of why this certain person quit the game, the DirectX9 mess up that SWTOR had, and the things that we personally believe that need to happen in the game within at least a 2-month period for the game to stay alive and thrive. So we'll get right into it with the lightsaber fiasco. So here comes the 5 minutes, and so overall ideal of what happened with the white lightsaber fiasco is that a person from Requiem on the server Prophecy of the Five said that he obtained the white lightsaber crystal on the forums and on the Reddit. So this sparked a lot of interest almost immediately because, of course, everyone wants the rarest item they can get, and they only have magenta, so everyone said, oh, white lightsaber, we gotta get that now, right? And what happened was that, he wasn't giving out any clues, and he basically was being a jerk about the whole thing. And so I decided to do some undercover work, and I made an Imperial Tune on his server, started asking around his guildmates and him for clues, etc. And I spent probably a good 8 hours up till about 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning trying to follow their clues and figure stuff out. And this was about a day after the information was already out. So I spent a long time doing this, and then the next morning when I got rest finally, Stephen Raid himself actually said, I can probably actually get a quote up here for you guys. He actually said that the lightsaber crystal was actually not legitimately obtainable at this moment, and that Ketch actually exploited the game to get the crystal, and that his guild was defending him. And that's a paraphrase, because I can't seem to find the exact quote here.
We're doing some investigating and discovered that Ketch Deathwalker did not attain the white crystal through legitimate means in the game. Right now we're removing the crystal from his possession, and we're going to have some more information for you as soon as possible about the situation. But don't worry, we won't post any spoilers. We apologize for not responding to this issue sooner, but we needed to investigate the issue before commenting, kind of like Detective Delgrath did himself.
Yes. Except I don't have those powers that Stephen Reed and other BioWare employees have, where they can go into players' accounts and see their actions. So, I think the fishiest moment for me was when his guildmate told me that I had to get all 3 buffs from the vendors in Outlaw's Den and get Wombat Fever and jump into the Sarlacc. At the time, it actually had some kind of backup because if you think about it, if you're going to jump into the Sarlacc with 3 desert-type buffs to let you live, and then the Wombat Fever would make the Sarlacc puke me out and some other thing out. It kind of made sense the way it happened. So I have to applaud the guy who told me to do that. It was pretty hilarious, actually.
Did you get him mauled by the Sarlacc?
Yeah, I died. So
Okay.
But I climbed out. I climbed out like a Boba Fett, okay? I'm just as cool as Boba Fett, I swear. So, what would be your immediate reaction to this?
Mine was basically how every other subscriber to SWTR would be basically being pissed off that someone would actually go behind BioWare to take something that everyone's been waiting for since it was introduced in beta, an attainable item by defeating an Alderaan world boss, kind of like you did with Magenta Crystal, finding the schematic off the Primal Destroyer, or in Rosavis. But yeah, just rage at someone who would actually go behind everyone and then tell them that, oh yeah, I got this legitimate means, just basically bragging about to everyone in the world that he has the first white crystal that isn't even on live.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It was probably the biggest troll I've ever experienced, to be honest. Um, it was kind of messed up because I know at least for 3 days people were out on Hoth, messing with the dead body Illo map and trying to figure this out. And we comes to figure that even after PC Gamer wrote an article about it, it was all false. So I'd have to say that I have to give props to Ketch strictly to the fact that he was able to troll everybody, including the
Great.
big magazine. So.
The first giant red herring of Star Wars.
Yeah, that's about what they're calling it, is the first red herring. So it was quite hilarious. I'd have to. At the time, though, it was quite frustrating because I'm sitting there, looking at his schematics and looking at his saber, and it sure enough is white, and he has no schematics. So I'm all like, okay, it has to be like a drop or something. And he kept giving us clues, like really vague clues, like the Force is with this one, which had like nothing to do with anything about the crystal. So.
But it could also, like, as a lot of people have said in Reddit and a lot of other blogs, it could be an actual puzzle. So who knows? It could be from a World Boss puzzle. Anything's up for questions.
Yep. Alright, so that would be our 5 minutes on that topic, so we're going to shoot straight over to the next topic, which is the 30-minute saga, which is a 30-minute video that we will link in the description below of the things and reasons why this certain player left the game. And I think out of both me and Soft Spot here, he had the more passionate feelings towards this, so I'm going to let him drop the topics of this one for now.
All right. As this certain person would be, he has the same class as me. He was, but imp side. I'm a scoundrel, Sawbones, and he was a mercenary. I don't know their healing, tree, but he was the same thing, but PvP orientated. Loved PvP. Posted numerous on YouTube about his PvP fights in war zones, and I have to say he got all of his, basically almost all of his champion Battlemaster gear. Very, very good. Very, very dedicated to the game. And basically, I have to admit, he had this really good reaction to everything he said was true. Everything is so the same between everything. Everyone has a knockback, so it makes it really hard for healers to heal anything because you get knocked back every 5 seconds in PvP. Everyone has a stun, so you're numerously stunned over and over and over again. Can't do anything for numerous times. Even if you do escape, even if you do have resolve.
Cooldown. Yeah.
And resolve.
Breaks the stuns, yeah.
And it's really aggravating that all of this, and to top it all off, the gear is tumbled through these bags, the champion bags, and you don't even have a chance to get a gear. You get a chance to get 3 commendations or champion set gear or Battlemaster gear, and if you just keep on getting commendations, it's going to take. He actually did the math on this. It would take almost, I believe it was 20 hours if you do war zones over and over and over again to get your main hand weapon only for champion, and that's not even your end game PvP weapon. You still have the Battlemaster, which you would have to do all over again. It's really aggravating. Just compare between side by side WoW and Star Wars how their PvP is going. They have it so you can actually get gear in 5 hours. Just doing getting all of your arena score up and then getting commendations and all that. Here you have to spend numerous hours dedication to do all of this to get one piece of gear. It's really ridiculous. It needs to change, and hopefully BioWare understands this and looking to figure out how they can make it some more easier for players so they can PvP and do everything to enjoy it a lot more.
I'd have to say that PvP in general needs a major rework. There's a lot of issues, including that whole gear system. I think they should be going back to the vanilla WoW system, where as soon as you reach a certain rank, you have the ability to get certain weapons. And like, let's say, just for an example, this isn't in the game, this isn't from BioWare, this is from me in my own opinion, that at level 50 Valor, you are able to unlock certain Battlemaster gear. Like, you can unlock the boots and the gloves, and then you have to spend a certain amount of Battlemaster commendations that you get from war zones. And then when you hit, like, rank, I don't know, 75, you can unlock the offhand and main hand. Those will be, like, the last things to unlock, because they're the weapons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just stuff like that needs to change overall. It's like Ilum. The only reason people go there now is to gank people. It's not for PvP. It's not for warfare. They need to take a look into like other games like Lord of the Rings Online and their PvP system. 'Cause from what I hear, I've never experienced it, but that's a really good system. Both currency and the actual gameplay is amazing PvP wise. And this is just PvP. This isn't even player versus environment yet. We're just talking strictly PvP. And that's the thing. Most of the reasons why he wanted to quit the game is because most of the PvP was kind of borked.
Yeah, it was aggravating, to say the least. It is still aggravating, and they need to figure out how they can make it unaggravating so people will not unsubscribe, as he did. Another issue that he was also talking about was jumping. This is probably the biggest thing that I had to agree on him as, because I am the biggest jump-happy man that I could possibly be. I jump everywhere on my speeder, which is okay with speeder because it doesn't really slow you down that much, but even though, like, let's say in operations or flashpoints and everything, you're jumping around, and you can notice instantly that you jump slower than you run. It does not make any sense. You should jump as fast as you run, get to the place as fast as everyone else does, but no, you have a 10% speed reduction when you take one jump. It
really screws you up on cars too.
Yes, that's another story.
So we're gonna go from there. Hopefully we covered that enough for you guys. We will link that video for you guys. So we're gonna go over the topic number 3. It is called we're calling it the DirectX9 mix-up. Basically, on the German forums, BioWare said that for some reason the redistributable package of the DirectX 9 was not installed or is not currently in the game from the DirectX 10 and 11 that gets installed when you install the game. So when you're on a really high-end rig, and you haven't played any DirectX 9 games like maybe Team Fortress 2 on Steam or anything that actually downloads DirectX 9, you're going to get a massive hit because some of the files aren't up to date, you don't have certain files. And so that's the whole engine itself. So it's like an immediate, how do you mess that up, since it's the first step of creating any graphics engine, is to select what DirectX you use. Also,
when we say hit, it's a 20 FPS that you're getting hit by. When you actually download this DirectX 9.0C, I believe it is, people were noting that they were getting plus 20, plus 25, plus 30 FPS or frame per second boost in anywhere. Like, people are maybe playing on like 5 FPS in Ilum, where that place needs to change, I'm not gonna lie. In the PvP oriented environment where you're getting your armaments and all that fun jazz for your daily and weekly, but even on my rig still get like maybe 15 frames per second, and it's annoying. It's really annoying. But people are saying that they're going from 5 to 30 immediately just by downloading this one file.
Yeah, it's because it's the whole graphics engine, and if you're missing like 3/4 of the engine, you're going to take a huge hit. And so I know I never truly had a problem because I play games like Team Fortress 2 and other DirectX 9 stuff, but when like you, who just got your new rig, are running a GeForce 560 Ti graphics card, you shouldn't be hitting any lag, and no matter what engine it is, period. Battlefield 3 on my rig, same graphics card, never drops below 60 even when I'm recording footage. So it's like people are attacking the Hero engine because they're like, oh, this is a horrible engine, but I downloaded the Hero engine and I used it and stuff. You don't get that lag. It's the DirectX 9 that they somehow did not want to put in. So I think they patched it in. I'm not sure. I would link another, in the description, a way to go download that. Just download it, hit install, get into your game, and let us know if you have an increase, because on my rig, even though I had it downloaded before, I didn't have the C version, and I got like a 5 to 10 FPS boost, and I never go below 60 on the fleet now, so...
I still need to download it.
One. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's a huge update, but it's just kind of like one of those things where I think BioWare is taking too much time on other things, like, oh, we need endgame content. No, you don't. We'll get into that in the next topic, moreover, but they're going way past and not coming back to us. They're not coming back to, you need to fix the bugs before adding more bugs. You're not looking before why there's so many FPS issues. Look at your forums. There's like so many complaints of FPS. It's like,
Yeah.
well, maybe we should go back and look at what engine we're using. Oh, dope. We didn't use DirectX9. I'm not trying to bash BioWare because they make great games, and I love Dragon Age. I love Mass Effect. I love all of them.
Same here.
But it's their first MMO, and it's pretty hard to make a huge MMO your first time and compete against big, house games like World of Warcraft, and Rift even has a pretty good subscriber base still, I'm pretty sure. So when you're coming into the game, you really need to focus on what you're bringing in immediately. You need to not be working on shit, a year down the line. You need to be looking at what's right now.
Here are pleas before our wants.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing I want the viewers to comment on this video, because maybe BioWare will look into these type of videos and see that the players truly do want certain things. And if you're not with us on this stance and you want more content first and just to get past the bugs, let us know, and maybe BioWare will see that too, and they'll take an overall collective survey and see what people want and do stuff with that. But I felt like this DirectX9 was a huge thing to report, because people are trying to play the game, and it's kind of hard when you're raiding with 8 other people and you're dropping 20 frames per second for some random reason and falling off the platforms on the solo fight. So I don't know, it just seemed like something needed to be reported, because it just wasn't right that it was only on the German forums as far as I know, and it needed to be more widespread. So.
And I don't know Dutch. Or Deutsch. I know German.
So for our final topic we're going to be going over is kind of more of a wild spree. It's stuff me and Softspot believe that needs to happen within the next 2 months, that it needs to happen if the game's going to thrive or if it's going to go any farther, because without it, it's not going to work. So I'm actually going to, since I blab about this all the time on our Mumble server, and I mean all the time, because I have ideas up the yin-yang, so I'll let Softspot give some of his ideas.
Oh, I'm first? I feel privileged.
Very privileged.
Okay, as we know, in March, they're going to be coming out with a legacy system. Big, happy face for that. I'm really excited for that. Hopefully they don't ruin it royally. Let's see, other things that come in March would be probably the second part in Count Under Siege, Flashpoint, probably more gear.
Guildbank too.
Guildbank, there we go, Guildbank. What everyone wants in the whole wide world. But what we still need, they're still working on the bug fixes. I can see them improve, so they're getting them slowly but surely. They're getting all the bug fixes. Hopefully by around next year they'll have every single bug fix fixed, besides the ones that they're introducing themselves. Let's see what else. They need to make it more social. They need to make the whole world more social. This is actually what Dalagrath was saying, and it made me think more on it. Was we need something that makes it so when people don't have anything to do, when people aren't PvPing, when their people aren't doing operations and flashpoints and aren't doing their dailies, because dailies don't take that long. I can do mine. I've been doing it since I hit 50, just to get my ricotta implant, but it took about maybe 2 hours tops, and that's just me soloing it. So if you actually have a friend helping you, it takes less time than that. So they need something to introduce that is going to make everyone want to play the game and not just come once a week to do just the little things that their guild is doing. They need that.
Yeah, it's just turning into the end game that World of Warcraft has. And people have been playing that for 5, 6, maybe even 7 years now. That you just gear. Okay, next patch, gear. Next patch, gear. And I was starting to see that. I'm pretty sure Blizzard's starting to see that their subscribers are actually going down, not up, because people are just tired of the same old stuff. And it's true, there's only so long someone can put up doing the same thing. So I believe that they need to take, and I'm fairly certain, like 90% sure that I read that they're working on an event system, kind of like the Rift system in the game Rift, where random events happen and you can go group up with random people, like immediately. You don't have to like ask, you just join the group and do the event together. And that would bring a lot of really cool things to the game. But not only do they need to do that within like the next 2 months, like they need to drop everything and bring socialization to this game, because they need to do stuff, very minor stuff. Let's say they introduce the Sabak or the Pizak game, and teach more people about that game, and it'd be a cool card game. Maybe you could even develop that and merchandise that outwards. But like the WoW TCG does, except it's a different type of game. And let's say in game you kill a boss like Soa, heroic, hard mode I mean, and kill him, and he drops this really cool card for the Sabak, and then it's like a mini game inside the game, and people could go to cantinas or the casinos in Nar Shaddaa and do this. It's just those small little things that could keep people coming back for more, like pod races, stuff like that. We don't want, and I'm pretty sure I say this when I represent the majority of the players in this game right now. We don't want to just be trying to progress through hard mode and nightmare mode. It's the same fight, it's just more difficult. It's not fun. It's fun to be together. That's the whole point of an MMO, is we want to be together to do activities. But if we're doing the same activity, we're going to go do a different game. We're going to go do something different. It's really hard to just log on and do the same thing over and over again. And I'm going to stick with the game for at least 6 months to see how it turns out, because I love Star Wars and I love BioWare. But socialization is my #1 thing I need to see within the next 2 months.
I have to agree with everything you said. It needs to improve. It's everything that every other MMO needs to do. They just need to improve. They need to figure out what the people want, not what is going to give them more people, what the people want, so they actually keep their data, or keep their subscription base, not drop. There's one thing, because I'm pretty sure right now I must actually produce more WoW because they've been here longer. They probably have, for every one person that subscribes to the game, probably 2 drop at this rate right now, maybe more. I don't really know. I'm not like hammering down Blizzard or anything like that. I'm just saying because there's a lot of other games out there. There's Rift by Trion, there's Star Wars: Old Republic by BioWare, there's Lord of the Rings, which I have no idea who makes.
Online, stuff like that. Yeah, but that's the thing you need to work on, is socialization, that's for sure. Well, that's our time for that topic. So those are our 4 topics we went over today. The White Lightsaber Fiasco, the 30-minute saga video of why quit, the DirectX9 mess-up, the things that we believe need to happen in the game to improve it within the next 2 months to keep it thriving. Let us know what you think it needs to keep thriving, as that, we want to have a discussion with you guys, not just blab on for 20 or so minutes and, get heard. It's nice to be heard, but we also want to hear your opinions. So that is it for this episode of the Holonet. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll probably be seeing you guys either next week or a week and a half from now, and we'll probably have the same guest house spot and maybe another guest, either Sheridan or Smigs. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great day, and may the Force be with you.
Goodbye.